There's some really big boys coming to Warhammer Plus. We're going to be power washing the 41st millennium of all of its dirt. Plus, we're taking a closer look at the A Song of Ice and Fire Tactics starter set. All this and more in this week's Hobby News. My name's Angela, and you're watching Hobby Night. Up first, I want to talk about a game that I am super excited to be seeing coming out, and I cannot wait to play it. Because you know where's a dirty, dirty place in the world? The 41st millennium, and we must power wash it. That's right, you heard me correctly. We have a trailer here for a 40k add-on pack for Power Wash Simulator, and it's perfect. The dialogue in this trailer is wonderful. Without further ado, let's watch it. I love the way he walks.
Imperial engines adorned in filth, a testament
So filthy.
to their glory. Yet the machine spirits yearn for reawakening.
The machine spirit yearns for
Likeness
it.
of the Omnissiah, purity. It is an honor to service these triumphant vessels. Our tool, the Mark II Aquasantica Aquabus. Our adversary, dirt.
Dirt! The greatest adversary.
Beautiful veneration of the Omnissiah carries glory. Whether by
Oh, you know, I hadn't actually noticed that they were getting rid of graffiti there. That's really cool.
Yes, the canticles of restoration must be performed.
Perform those canticles!
True, purge the unclean.
And I shall be purging them.
Servitor with my blessed incense.
I hope he finds his little servitor. And I shall, in fact, be purging all of the unclean things later today. Because this game, as you can kind of see, comes out today. And I am so excited for it. Like I said, I am blown away. This is a perfect special pack, I think, for Power Wash Simulator. I love how many different vehicles we're actually getting to clean. I love also the number of different chapters that seem to be represented. We did get to see some Blood Angels, some Ultramarines. I love that this thing has like chaos graffiti on it. Look at that. Look at that beautiful chaos graffiti. So today I will be playing this. If you want to check it out with me and see all the dirt that we need to clean off the Imperium to help make them a more beautiful force to go out and save mankind from the unjustness of chaos and Xeno forces, starting at 1 p.m. Pacific time. See you then. It's been a little while since we looked at anything coming out on Warhammer Plus, but they recently dropped a trailer for a new animated series that I think looks amazing. It's called Broken Lance. Let's watch the trailer.
This is our duty, daughter. Our oath.
Our oath. And now, from that one line, you might immediately go, is this about knights? And yes, it is. It looks absolutely amazing, and the thing that I really like about it is it's big old knights fighting giant Nurgle knights and other big Nurgle creatures, because you can see right there, those were Poxwalkers in the foreground, and that makes me so hyped. Look at them! Look at all these big boys. Now, I think this looks really, really cool, and personally, I'm a big fan of the knights. One of my all-time favorite books was Mechanicum, and that is all about knights, and honestly, the Mechanicus, which really gave me a love for that faction, even though I don't run it in-game. And I will admit that aside from the fact that it's Nurgle, there's some purple knights in there, and it just looks badass. I'm pretty hyped for this particular series. This might be one that I actually log back into my account and watch in the future. Now, we don't know fully when this beautiful work called Broken Lance is going to be coming out specifically, because, you know, Games Workshop likes to tease us a lot and go, we'll tell you later on Warhammer Community. So you can be sure that I will be keeping my eye on the Warhammer Community site and letting you guys know once this becomes available on the Warhammer Plus app. Hey guys, I just wanted to jump into the video to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, especially if you're enjoying the content that you find here. And if you're into the spicier side of the hobby, well, my Only Fanatics VIP page is currently 50% off through the end of the month for new subscribers. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, use the link in the video description below, and I hope to see you there. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video. Let's move out of the grim darkness of the 41st millennium and into a high fantasy world. when we take a look at A Song of Ice and Fire Tactics. This is the 2-player starter set that's coming out from Cool Mini or Not, and you can find it on GameFound, and they have a trailer focusing on what's actually coming in the 2-player starter set. So I want to take a look at that with you and see what we're getting. Because I'm actually very intrigued by this game. I think it looks really cool, and I have to say, just want to call this out, I love that Dark Sword Miniatures is working with them on this. I know them predominantly from making a really gorgeously sculpted metal miniatures, but seeing them do these plastic sculpts makes me very excited. Now this game looks pretty cool. I personally am a big fan of war games that really start to tie in board game-like mechanics, and we'll see a little bit more of this as the trailer goes on. I also love the miniatures in this particular game, and I also like the 2 factions that we're starting with in this 2-player starter set. We've got the Targaryens and the Baratheons, both of which I really like. Baratheon is actually almost what I started when I thought about getting into the A Song of Ice and Fire, the A Song of Ice and Fire bigger game, like their just combat battle game, but decided not to because I was really invested in Warhammer at the time. I was like, yeah, I'll just stay out of that for now. But with Tactics, it seems a lot easier to jump into, and like I said, really has some board game elements, and you can really start to see that here. We've got tokens, we have a lot of cards, and I really like seeing that added into the game. One of my other favorite war game board games is Undaunted, and they do a lot of similar things. There's a lot of tokens, there's a lot of cards, but you are still playing on a board and moving your pieces around very tactically, just like you are in this, but this has the added benefit of we have some gorgeously sculpted miniatures, and my goodness, do they look absolutely amazing. I, for one, am definitely going to be looking into this game once it hits its retail release, but if you want to get your hands on it as soon as possible, then you can find the current campaign on GameFound, which is where Cool Mini or Not is going to be doing all of their future campaigns. They've actually left Kickstarter permanently and are exclusively on GameFound going forward, so if you ever want any of their upcoming releases, and let's be honest, Cool Mini or Not makes a ton of gorgeous, amazing looking games just like this one, then that's where you're going to want to go to find them. I'm super hyped for this. I think it comes with everything that I'm going to need to get started. And like I said, I'm going to be picking up with its retail release. Let me know, is this something that you're going to be grabbing, or is it something you're going to be passing on? I know that for those of you that have already picked up a bunch of, say, the miniatures because you do have the original more full game that Cool Mini or Not came out with for A Song of Ice and Fire, don't worry, you can use all of those miniatures in this game, and there is a free app that goes along with the game that you'll be able to download and get access to all of the rules for those miniatures, so you don't even necessarily have to buy the starter set or anything like that, which I just think is a nice bonus. So let me know, will you be picking this one up? We're changing gears once again, and this time we're going to be taking a look at some new paints. Now, you guys have heard me talk about the War Paints Fanatics line coming out from the Army Painter for a while now. I'm very excited about it, and today I want to take a look at the starter set, because if you are wanting to get somebody into painting for the first time, or you're wanting to get somebody into painting again who hasn't been back into it for a while, this might be the perfect set to get them so that they can work with a hopefully very high quality paint, as everything keeps saying, and frankly, they do look like they're going to be stunning. So let's take a look at this particular set and see what's coming in it.
War Paints Fanatic features unsurpassed coverage, intense pigmentation, and are incredibly easy to use, making them the new gold standard.
They really do
for
look
miniature
it.
paints thanks to their performance, price, and availability. And the starter paint set is the perfect entry point for beginners or anyone who is eager to try out this exciting new range. Thanks to our innovative
I do like just the vibrancy of all the colors that they have.
Set in a high coverage base. Each color is finely tuned for consistent brush feel and coverage, meaning that all of the colors in the range behave in a familiar way, unlike other hobby paints on the market.
If it goes over black that easily, it's gonna be
The
amazing.
complete range is developed within flexible color triage, which makes color selection simple and versatile. And all of our paints are filled in spill-proof dropper bottles that are preloaded with 2 high-grade, rust-proof mixing balls.
It's very nice.
Starter
I just
paint
find it
set
funny how
features
proud of it
colors
they
you need
are.
for painting your gaming miniatures. Inside, you will find 11 paints in total with 7 colors, 2 metallic.
All right, I want to pause here for a second and actually look at what these paints are. So they come with a brown, a yellow, a red, a green, and a blue, and then a black and a white. Okay, so those are your 7 colors. Pretty standard, but that is the idea behind this set. It is a starter set. It's your basic color palette. And again, that's why I think it's gonna be great for anybody who's wanting to jump into painting for the first time, or is maybe wanting to just experiment for the first time in a long time and they don't really have a good collection of colors anymore. This seems like a great way to do that. It also looks like we have a brush on primer, a wash, and then 2 metallics, both a gold and sort of a silver / plate mail, it looks like, which again is, I think, very nicely well-rounded for a very basic 11 paint starter set. I do think you get some added bonuses though, so let's keep
Palettes,
watching.
A wash and a brush on primer.
Okay, I was right,
The
it was a
set
brush
includes
on
painting
primer.
guide and starter brush, as well as a miniature, absolutely free.
Woo, nice. See, and again, I think that's really why this ends up being so good for wanting to get somebody into painting or encourage them to start painting for the first time. Because it comes with a miniature, they can practice on that, and it comes with a good grouping of colors.
A dedicated hobbyist refining your techniques, or a professional painter searching for your next trophy, Warpaints Fanatic offer the quality and performance at the price that you need. Find your starter paint set and the full Fanatic range at your friendly local game store, preferred online retailer, or direct at www.thearmypainter.com.
So, I'm pretty excited. It's coming out very, very soon. It releases in March, and I will be picking up the mega set, I believe. I'm not going to be doing like the complete set, but I want to do the mega paint set that comes with the paint rack, and I'm sure I'll be doing a review on it in the future. If you guys are going to be getting these colors or picking up any of these paints, do let me know down in the chat below or in the comments below. Which colors are you most excited to grab? Which set might you be getting? And are you as hyped for them as I am? Last but certainly not least this week, we have a trailer from Total War Warhammer 3. This is for an update to the recent DLC pack, Shadows of Change, that released earlier this year. I think this looks pretty cool. There's a lot to cover in this, so without further ado, let's get into it.
We've been listening to your feedback on the latest Warhammer 3 DLC, Shadows
Good.
of Change. And we've added more to the original release, with a host of new units that will come out in our next patch 4.2. So
I will admit that worm looked pretty cool. Ooh, I like how bright and colorful that is.
What you can expect, including new units, lords, heroes, legendary heroes, and spells.
All of the things you expect in
The
this
Jade
game.
Dragon is often at the forefront of Grand Cathay's defense, and who better to join him than Satang the Watcher, Sentinel of the Heavens.
Did anybody
Born
else
down
hear
from the peaks of the
Satan?
mountains
Because
of heaven
I
to
heard
fulfill its
that's
honor
not what I
in
heard.
Grand Cathay.
He said
Satang is a
Satang,
legendary
I
hero
think.
whose colossal stature
Yeah,
lands it as a
Satang.
giant in
But
unison.
I definitely, that's
Its
not what I
huge
heard.
wings allow it to swiftly jump across the battlefield, taking it to where it is needed most.
I was very confused for a
And to
moment.
close the distance from foes even further, its magic-infused bow lays down devastating artillery-grade hits. Holding a strong defensive front line takes experience, and who better to lead the Jade Warriors than a Gate Master?
Felt like that was an
Celestial
old,
Cities.
like, Warhammer
This hero
figure
will
mouth.
boost your army's defensive
But they're just
capabilities
really, really
with unit
open.
buffs and a ranged attack to target foes across the line.
Okay, it's not
When
bad.
mounted, the Gate Master can quickly move across the battlefield to improve defensive efforts where they are needed most.
Cathay is such a weird army to me because
Both a
part of
monstrous
them feels very
single-entity
old
flying
world
unit
and
a
part of
mount
them
option
feels
for powerful
very
characters.
Age of
This creature
Sigmar
offers
and
Grand
almost
Cathay much more
cartoony.
diversity in its
And
area
I don't know if that's just me, but like,
Moonfire
it's
Flame
very,
Attack
it's a
is
very
powerful area of
interesting
effect vortex ability to
army,
provide extra firepower
I think,
from
to
the
be in
skies.
this game.
Joining
I
the great
do
Moonfire
like
skies
these
above the
creatures though.
battlefield is
Ooh, the
Lion.
Celestial Lion. I should have
When
known he was a
monstrous units
Celestial Lion.
mount, these creatures offer quick movement on ground and in air, and strike fear into the hearts of nearby enemies.
I really like how colorful he is. Ooh, yeah, let's talk about some chaos.
The Chaos
Some
Lord of
Zinch.
Siege is built for combat. Marked by the Chaos God,
I love his
he is
giant
granted
eyeball.
magical attacks
I
and
love his
barrier
giant
control.
glowy eyeball
He
so much.
excels in taking on large targets. His terrifying presence
wonder if I could,
inspires
like,
his followers,
Paint
improving their
a
leadership
Zinch
and
model
resistance
like
to the
that
ability to
and
change
get a
or
glow
dawn,
effect with
and
like
recharge
glow in the
his
dark
barriers
paint
of
or
nearby
something.
allies through Paragon of Change.
Maybe some
His
fluorescence.
powers increase further when mounted upon a disc of Siege.
Oh, the disc of Zinch looks really
The
cool.
exalted hero of Siege is a three-headed brute who is always keen to get into the thick of battle. You can't hide from him because of the three heads. And with
I
his meeting
mean,
of the
wouldn't you
mind,
just be able to hide behind
he can
him
gain an
because
increase on
they don't
melee
seem to
attack
turn all the
and
way
defense
around?
when
He's not a
spells are
beholder, man.
cast on the battlefield. The mark of Siege
Ooh.
spreads further through the addition of the Centaurs of Siege.
I
Adding
didn't.
bestial cavalry into the mix offers players.
I
a
didn't
sense
actually
of
know
fast
Zinch
and
had
hard-hitting
beasts
units
like
with
this.
Armor-piercing weapons and magical attacks such as arcane
That's
charge to
cool.
increase
I
their
like
damage.
them. Oh, I like their...
And finally,
Their...
Siege.
Ooh,
We have the
whoa.
Changebringers. A step up from the usual flamers of Siege.
Oh, I like them
these
too.
monstrosities glide across the field.
Look at the way they bob!
Especially
Perfect.
with their increased charge bonus.
Sorry, that was just precious. Oh yeah, she was one of the Kislev people that got added in with the Shadow of Change.
It is comprised of 6 new spells and a lore tribute focused on both hexing enemy units and overcasting to bless your own. The new spells include Vengeance of the Spirits, Cursed Cauldron, Malediction of Madness,
I like
Forbidden
this.
Sands,
So
Witch Brew,
I've not played
and Curse of the
since
Ancient
the
Witch.
original release of the
For more
game.
information on the lore of the Hag Mother
But
herself,
frankly,
check out our
she
Shadows of Change
reminds
update
me a
blog.
little bit of Silostra in regards
The
to
Drazina is
some
a
of her
lesser known that
spellcasting.
dwells beyond the walls of Kislev's great cities, confidently in touch with and connected to the nature that surrounds them. They provide leadership to Mother Ostankya's armies, ready to attack any who threaten their lands.
Okay,
Hybrid
I like
approach
it.
with both ranged and melee attacks.
Also,
makes the
I like the
Drazina
green.
A fitting addition to the Kislev Lord roster. Nearby missile units can gain ammo replenishment, so it's worth keeping you
Ooh.
close.
Oh, I love ammo replenishment units. I love that.
Mariska Leiska, more commonly known on the battlefield as the Golden Knight. A title befitting the greatest
Okay, I
warrior
admit, the
class.
Kislev army does look
Her
really
role
cool to
unifies
me.
the divided church and state. She is a champion.
I wasn't
of the
really
Ice Queen
super
and acts as a
thrilled by,
bodyguard to nearby lords and heroes.
the Ice
Her
Queen
golden suit of
specifically,
armor serves to protect and inspire,
but I like
as
the
the more
units.
damage she takes on,
I like the
more
units a
inspiration
lot.
her surrounding comrades gain. No army is complete without a strong foundational warrior unit. The Kislevite warriors add a
Wait,
baseline of defense to
Kislevite
the
warriors weren't already
They
in
are
the
cheap to
game?
recruit, have decent charge resistance and anti-large capabilities, providing you the numbers to set back any enemy's plan.
What were they using then?
They'll show you how the
I'll have to
work
go.
is.
I'll have to go back and look in like
From
some
the
old
smallest of foot
footage
soldiers to the
of people
largest
playing
of
Kislev because
worms.
like that seems weird.
The
What a
Frostborn,
weird basic unit
creatures
to
of
add
magic
in.
Following in the Ice Queen's
Look at the way
mission. Not
it's
to be mistaken, the
slithering.
North
You have
Frostborn.
legs, friend. Use them.
Their deadly concoction of fast movement and unit slowing frostbite attacks can put a quick end to
Okay, I like that she can be on
especially
its back
for
though.
heroes. The Frostworm is also available as a mount for Katarine, when she ties up her sled, that is. Katarine's sled is a free update to all players in patch
Ooh,
4.2.
the sled looks cool. Games Workshop, make me a miniature of that. I want to paint it.
These new units and spells are all included in patch 4.2 for current and new owners of Shadows of Change DLC. For more information on all of the original content for this pack, check out our previous videos by following the links in the description. For more info on this update, check out our blogs.
Nice. Well, there you have it. There's a big patch coming for Total War, so if it's one that you've been holding off on getting back into, or maybe you've stepped away from it a little bit and you want to jump back in, this might be the perfect time because it seems like they're adding quite a bit in, and frankly, it all looks pretty cool. Like, I'm not super thrilled personally by the Cathay stuff, but that's just because the Cathay army, again, it's sort of a weird one for me. Half of it feels Old World and half of it feels Age of Sigmar, and it feels mildly out of place to me on an aesthetic level for Total War, just in regards to how everything else is presented. Even though they still do a good job, and I will admit, I like the bird, for example. Like, I think that looks cool. I like a lot of their creatures, and I like a lot of their infantry, but like, it doesn't stand up to the Tzeentch guys, or even, like, frankly, Cathay with this hag woman too, the Hag Mother. Oh man, I like her spell casting. She severely reminds me of Silostra, as I mentioned, which was one of my favorite lords to run in Total War Warhammer 2. So honestly, this has me interested, and it might bring me back into the game a little bit. I probably won't be playing it on the channel specifically. I'm going to be focusing on Power Wash Simulator right now because I just think that's going to be way too much fun to be doing and very relaxing. But I might get back into this just on my some of my downtime and see how it's going because it does look really cool, some of these add-ons they're getting into. That's going to be it from me this week in the hobby news department. I do hope that you'll be able to join me later today at 1 p.m. where I will be power washing the 41st millennium of all of its filth and grime, and we will be able to secure the future of the Imperium for the Emperor, for the Omnissiah. I'm being really dramatic, but I'm just really excited to be playing the Power Washing Simulator game earlier today, and I hope that you can join me there. Before I head out, I do want to give one final thank you to my patrons and YouTube members for making it so content like this can continue to happen. Without your guys' support, we would not be doing this, so thank you very much. I have been Angela, and I hope you have a wonderful hobby night.